power!
Well folks, it's finally here. Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, Nintendo's latest entry in their do-it-yourself kind of activity systems for the Nintendo Switch, has arrived at my door, and I'm very excited to try this thing out. Nintendo has been known to think outside of the box when it comes to many of their products. I think the best example of that is going to be Labo, the cardboard creation system for the Nintendo Switch, and when I opened this thing up for the first time, Mario Kart Live is very, very similar to that. Obviously, it comes with the cart, either Mario or Luigi, depending on which one you end up picking up, and you get 4 gates. These gates are made of cardboard, again, very, very similar to Labo in that respect, and these 4 gates are really where the magic happens in Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. You take the gates, you set them up in your home, either on very, very shallow carpeting, or on hardwood, which I've learned very quickly that's the way to go, and essentially drive your cart through the gates to create the course of your dreams. Now, there are some issues with this that I've discovered, which I'm hoping to kind of give you an idea of what those were, but I am still pretty excited to share with you what I was able to create. Now, before I get too far into what I created, I want to give you a good idea of how this system works. Like I said before, it comes with 4 gates. These gates are essentially set up inside your home, and the cart itself is actually connected to your Nintendo Switch system via wireless technology, and has a camera right on the top. This camera can detect the gates that are essentially set up in your home. So, when you set the gates up, you essentially then can drive any way you want to, as long as you make it from gate 1 to gate 2 to gate 3 to gate 4. Now, this is very important. If you don't get to the gates in that order, it's not going to essentially register that you've set this thing up properly. So, it doesn't need to be in a perfect circle, it doesn't need to be in a square. You can pretty much set this up in any way that your living space allows you to, as long as you go through all of the gates. So twisting and turning is okay when you set this thing up. Now, like I said before, it's essentially using augmented reality to map out your room so that it remembers how you drove through the gates and saves that into your Nintendo Switch system. Now for me, the results were overall positive when I was using this. However, I did run into some issues, at least when I first set this up, where sometimes it would not register where I was driving properly in augmented reality, but by and large, I really had no major issues setting this thing up. I did do this originally on a carpeted area. The biggest room in my house is carpeted. Luckily, it's not very thick carpeting. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't the experience I was hoping for, so I did end up resetting up the course in my kitchen, which is the only room in the house that has hardwood floors, and I really discovered it was much better on the hardwood surface. It did work on the carpet, though. Your mileage may vary depending on what kind of carpet you have in your home, though, so keep that in mind. Now, like I said before, I really wanted to make something dedicated to Amiibo. Amiibo have been my favorite thing in the world since Nintendo put them out 5 years ago, so I knew I had to do something with the countless Amiibo I have laying around my home right now. So I am creating the Amiibo Circuit. With the help of my daughter, we took about 50 Amiibo and set up a track in our living room, and then again in our kitchen once we wanted to try it out on the hardwood, and it was a really fun experience. It was, I would say, the most time-consuming part, but at the same time, too, we had the most fun actually setting the course up, which is kind of odd to say, but really it was kind of like a bonding experience with me and my kid, because we were enjoying what it would look like once it was done. So we were talking to each other about what curve should we do, what Amiibo we should put in what spot. It's really a fun thing to do. Now, I'm a 35-year-old man, and my daughter is 7 years old, so the wonder in her eyes was really dramatic compared to mine. This is a really cool thing to see through the eyes of a child. Like, I'm not joking. It's really designed for younger Mario Kart fans, and if you are older, you could do some really creative things as well. If I spent more time on this, I obviously could have created something a little bit more grandiose, but I did want to, like I said before, really focus this one on Amiibo. But here it is. This is the track. This is what we have created. You're going to see 2 separate videos here. You're going to see a video of us running this through our living room, and then once again running it through our kitchen. It's really a neat experience. The only thing that I'd say I'm disappointed at, as far as the gameplay goes, is that Mario and Luigi are the only 2 characters that you can race as in this game. And in order to play as Luigi, you have to buy a separate $100 kit. No Princess Peach, no Toad, no Waluigi or Wario, no other Mario characters to be seen except for the Koopa Kids and Bowser Jr., who you race against in this game. I would have loved to see more variety. I wouldn't be shocked if down the line we see more characters coming out in the form of new carts, but I'm really curious to see how Nintendo is going to handle this. I guess it depends on how well this set sells overall. It's an interesting experience. It really is, but I would say that if you're looking for like a full racing experience, stick to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But if you're looking for something to do that's creative, that's fun, very much in tune with Labo, this is definitely a fun way to go. I've had hours of fun playing with this with my daughter, and I'm sure we're going to have hours more fun in the future. So to close this video out, I'm going to show you the tracks that we've created. You can take a look and see what it looks like, and I really hope you enjoy the Amiibo Circuit that we've created.
Bye-bye!